Hello, my name is Dr. Gary Gravely, and I am your English 1020 instructor. I thought I would make a little introductory video to go over some of the things in the course that you might be confused on, or things I just wanted to clarify from the very beginning to make sure everybody in the class realized what the expectations were on some of your assignments. Now, I did want to mention you have two textbooks in this class. The first one is this one, the Compact Bedford Introduction to Literature, 13th edition. And then we are going to read one novel in this course, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. That won't be for a few more weeks, but I wanted to let you know that those are your two textbooks. You don't have to have a hardback copy. You can have a paperback copy of this book. That is just what I happen to have. But those are your two textbooks. This course is divided into four major units with one essay per unit. You have one of your essays. The first essay is going to be over short stories, which is what your essay one assignment sheet that you have what it goes over. Your next unit will be over the novel, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. You'll have an essay related to it. You'll also have a unit over poetry and an essay to go along with that, and a unit over drama and an essay with that. Now, I wanted to mention to everyone what I use momentum for, so you can and highlight some of the things with that. So let me share my screen with you. So here, if you look at our class momentum screen here, if you look at English 1020 WO2, you will see that I've kind of cleaned up the navigation bar, and you can see that the first thing here is you have content. If you click on that, you can see various documents that I've uploaded. I will continue to upload documents throughout the semester. You'll see here the syllabuses here as well as the schedule grid. The schedule grid is probably your most vital document. Let me pull that up here. You see on it, it has four different columns. The first column is the date of the class. We don't have a set time that we meet. So I just decided to put us on a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. The second column is class, like what we'll be covering that day in class. And then in the third column, you have what to read. That should be what you have read before that date. So today being the 21st, you didn't need to read anything before today, but by Thursday, the 23rd, you need to read the two short stories there by Edgar Allan Poe and Kate Chopin. And then the fourth column is what to write. And so that is what is due. You have an introductory post that is due by Thursday. By Thursday, before midnight Eastern time, you will need to make your introduction post. And then if you look at next week, the 28th, class is over Hawthorne. You've got Hawthorne that you need to read by next Tuesday, along with some other reading there. And then you have Essay 1 Process Grade number 1. That is due by midnight on the 28th. And Discussion number 1 on the 28th. Those two assignments are due on the 28th. And then on the 30th, you have a second process grade, and you also have a quiz. Those will be due on January the 30th. So I wanted to kind of highlight that with your schedule grid. Now, one thing you look here on the introduction post and discussion post, I wanted to mention when you go to communication, you can get to discussions. And I've got there some instructions about how your discussion post should be written. I'm not looking for you to just tell me the plot. I've already read these stories. I don't need to know the plot. I'm looking for reactions from you. So here are some ideas I gave you. But you have there the introduction post. That is just an introduction. Several you've already done that. That is what is due this week on by Thursday. And then discussion number one, you'll notice that there is no board for that. But what that means is basically discussion number one means you need to write a discussion or make a post of 100 words minimum that covers one of these stories. Uh, if you look at the schedule grid, you know, by the 28th, you should have read Poe, Chopin, and Hawthorne. And then if you look at, uh, you've got three different boards there you can pick from. So you just have to make one discussion post on whichever of those three stories you want to write about. And then if you look at the schedule grid, your second discussion is due on February the 4th. By that point, you'll need to have read O'Connor, Faulkner, and Baldwin as well. So by the time that you do the second one on the 4th, you'll need to have made a second post by February the 4th that could be on any of these other stories that you've read up to that point. So that's kind of how the discussion boards work. Use the schedule grid so that you know which discussions, how many discussions you need to have done by what date. So that's important. Quizzes, if you look at those on the grid, you've got quiz number one is on the 30th. Don't open that up until you have read everything up to that point. So make sure you've read Flannery O'Connor's story before you take quiz number one, as well as all the stories that should have been read prior to that. So don't open quiz one until you are ready to take it. I have made quiz one to be 5 multiple choice questions, 5 identification questions, meaning if possible, you are to identify the author, the work, the title of the work, and the significance of that item that I have listed as an identification. So if it's a character's name, then you need to tell me who in what work that character appeared, uh, who the author was that wrote that character, and what their significance is. If it's a quote, tell me what work that quote came from, tell me who the author was of that quote, and tell me why that quote is significant to the story that you read. So that is the quizzes, 5 multiple choice, 5 identification. I will also include a bonus. Basically, the bonus, I'm doing a new thing this semester. Your bonus is to tell me what you wish I had asked. Kind of a way for you to show off some information that you know from the class that wasn't a part of the quiz but you would like to say, hey, I've learned this from reading this textbook. This is something I found out from reading, from the assigned reading. You didn't give me a question about it, but here's something I know. It's kind of I'm going to basically, allow you to impress me for your bonus there on each quiz. So that's how the quizzes work. And then I did want to mention the essays. I'm going to do those a little bit differently this year. You'll notice with essay 1, 2, and 3, each one has an optional priority grading due date, and then they have a completed draft due date. Basically, what that means, if you want to get some extra feedback on your essay, then you'll need to meet the priority grading deadline. If you're okay with just getting my standard EndNote comment and the rubric assessment, then you just need to get your essay one in by the completed draft due date. And then if you get essay one, if you turn it in before either of those due dates, then you would have the opportunity to revise SA1 and turn it in at the very end of the semester on May 1st for the finalize the portfolio due date. So basically, essays 1, 2, and 3 have three deadlines. A priority deadline that is optional, a completed draft deadline where you turn the essay in, it's completed, it's got all the sources, it's the right length, you turn in a completed draft, I grade it, get back to you, and then you have until the end of the semester to turn in a revision if you didn't like your grade. If you're okay with your grade, you don't have to, but if you don't like your grade, you can revise it and turn it in again on May 1st on the finalize the portfolio due date. That's for essays 1, 2, and 3. Essay 4 is the exception. Essay 4, the draft that you turn into me, is due on May 1st. That's the only due date for it. It's the last essay of the semester, so you don't get a chance to revise it, but you do get a chance to revise essays 1, 2, and 3. So I hope that kind of clarified a few things. I wanted to make a short video. I don't usually do this, so we'll see. I may make a few more videos throughout the semester, but I kind of just wanted to clarify a few things if you want. If you might not understand what I mean by when you read it, but listening to me, maybe you understand it, understand some of the finer details of the syllabus. If you have any questions, send me an email via Momentum, and I will be glad to answer those as quickly as possible. So have a good rest of your day, and I will hopefully be seeing your work throughout the semester. Thank you.